everyone, welcome back to Design a Dungeon. This is the Dungeon of Wolves that we are working on, and this is episode 3. We are continuing to work on the entrance area for the dungeon. I will give you a little tour when we boot in and show you what we've done so far. So we start out, your player, if you play it, you will start in this little gazebo, and you will have some chests that will have some starting items, I believe. And then you will have this area here, some trees. We're gonna fill out this area and the other side today. And then when you are ready, you will go up these stairs, past the acid and the lava, into the dungeon. This is going to be a one-way journey down into the dungeon. So that is how far we've gotten so far. The first episode, we kind of created the boundary. The second episode, we worked on the entrances, the entrance to the world and the entrance to the dungeon. So now we are going to work on getting the around this area filled out. I really like how we have a water boundary and then we have a lava boundary. So, and then we have these wonderful mountains, which I would like to put some more distant mountains just to add layers to it. But for now, we're going to put some trees down and some grass and some gentle hills. So let's dive in and do that. Let's see, brush. We need the grass brush. Let's try that. I haven't tried the grass brush. Now that we know how to, like, that just places grass. Perfect. That's wonderful. I am going to just place some grass around this area, and then we're going to add some hills to it, just to kind of get started on this area. And we'll do one side and we'll see how we like it, and then we'll work on the other side. So this is kind of like an area where players could like prepare themselves for the dungeon, so they can get and now I'm wondering if this is the grass brush, forest brush. I couldn't get the forest brush working. I don't know why. I just couldn't get it working. I mean, we can try it again since we have the ability to like undo. Let's see if we can get it to actually plant trees. No. It just does. Maybe it needs to populate somehow. I don't know. I don't know how that brush works. Let's read it. No, that's not telling us anything. Okay, so oh, I know. We have to click the other button. Okay, I get it. What? No. No. Stop. Okay, now it's just putting trees in the air. And I hit undo, and it doesn't want to do that because it's placing... So how do we delete large areas? That's what I want to know. How we can clear large areas. I think it's probably the, we've already got the selection tool down here, but add material, weight, pitch, material, set, mode, wall, fill, replace, clear. Clear all blocks in the current selection. Execute command. Okay, so let's make a selection and then try to clear this, because I've been wondering, because we got to clear out the bottom, the underside of the, like where we're going to create the dungeon itself. We're going to have to clear out. So I was kind of wondering how we were going to do that, clear out the ground easily to be able to create the dungeon. So let's see how this works. Okay, so we've got a selection. Now we execute command. Perfect, look at that. It took it all out. That's how you clear large swaths. Perfect. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. Little by little. Little by little. Just don't want to interfere with anything we've gotten created already. Make sure I'm not taking out. So, and then how do we clear the change selection size, move selection, extrude, delete, clear selection. Oh, you can just hit delete. Can we reset it? Okay. Rotation, selection, paste, duplicate, paste, cancel movement and rotation, duplicate, copy selection, prefab. Where is clear selection? Clear selection, delete, okay. Let's just get all of this. Their tools are really, really powerful. They were creating these. Okay, let's try this again. That's the grass brush, this is the forest brush. Okay, forest brush. Primary blocks, patch material, outline blocks. Decoration is trees, beech trees. Number of decorations, 3 decorations. Spacing, let's do 6. Birch trees, burnt trees, cedar trees, dry, or gum jungle, maple, oak, redwood, silver willow. Let's, I guess, start with beech. Okay. So, I think to get that in the ground, the trees in the ground, let's try doing it when it's under. No. And it's still putting them above the ground. That is weird. Maybe we just have to fix it ourselves. Where is the trees? I just destroyed that tree. Now that's funny. Well, at least we know if we want to destroy a tree, we can just hit the bottom of it, and it just takes the whole tree down. Well, we managed to get 2 trees. It's a good start to the area. Now, there was a placement of just like a tree tool somewhere. It was like a tree brush. Was it forest? Maybe we can do it with a forest where it just puts 1 tree down. Let's look at this. Okay, so outline density, number of decorations 1, decoration spacing 1, tree. I don't know why it put it there. Oh, it's just randomly putting it in the area. Okay. It's randomized around the area. I mean, it's a forest. It doesn't look too bad. Is so incredibly wide. They're so tall. I don't know how we get them. I don't know how we get the trees to be any shorter. There we go. Still forgot to rubble, and we need that other boulder, forest, grass 6 foliage. We need that other kind of foliage added to this, the one that you get, the Zelda trees as I call them. Green bush. So what if I actually chose the right brush? Oh, doesn't look like it's placing it. Maybe we have to do the rubble brush instead. I think there was like an entity brush, wasn't there? Height is 1, width is 5. Let's use cylinder. All thickness, density. Let's do spacing 2. Oh wow, that is not what we wanted. There we go. Oh. I don't know why that's so difficult. Thank God for make sure the player has plenty of that just looks weird with them in the ground. Player has plenty of plant fiber. Plenty of wood. You know what we may do is make this the plant side. And then we need to do some minerals and stuff like that on the other side. Okay. So we have our grassy area with trees for the player to pull from for resources to build up if they want to, or they can just dive into the dungeon. All right, let's see here. We need to make a mountain. Excuse me. Let's do a mountain. We need to find like the basic stone. Cobblestone. But I think cobblestone's stone. There it is right there. Dome, bottom, height 5, width, primary blocks. Let's just do stone, because we can decorate the outside of the stone. Primary accent is stone rubble, that's fine. Density, decoration blocks. Green moss block, decoration accent, okay. I'm just trying to think of how we're gonna do to put the ore inside it. Let's just see what happens. Well, there's some resources. It's probably not what we were expecting. Oops. Alright, so... So I'm kind of wondering if we take that out now, if it puts it around it, or if it changes all the blocks in the area. I think it changes all the blocks in the area, so we lose all that copper that we put in there. I'm not sure how to properly do this. But I would like to cover that with stone, so it looks covered. Origin, bottom, shape, dome. Material. Primary blocks. Material. What is material? What is the difference between material and What if we put stone as the material? It looks like it's building on top of it, but I can't tell. Cause see, that would be nice. And then put some decorations on it. Yeah, I can still see copper down there. Okay, let's switch to game mode, adventure. So now we're in adventure mode. This is what the players will experience coming in. So they will be in here, spawning in here, and this is what they'll see when they first come in. So the question is, if we mine into, we've got plenty of resources, but I don't want to take anything off because I think once we take something off, then we can't reset it, you know, like I'm gonna have to do a backup of the world and then try out the world, make sure everything's working okay. But I think we can just go in. Let's just dig in here and see if there is, I don't see any copper. Good to know. Okay, so it does take away the copper. So we're gonna have to find a different way to do this. Well, that gives the player plenty of stone. I guess maybe we just put it in ourselves. I mean, the player doesn't need a lot up here because probably they'll be grabbing from the chest and going straight down, so maybe just a little bit here and there in case they decide to get crazy and do some mining. We'll just hide some copper in this chunk over here. Who knows what people want to do. And we need to grab stone. And we just cover it so the player can find it. I'll leave a little sticking out so there's like a hint that there is some ore. Oops. Just a hint here and there. Nothing says there's ore in this mountain like copper sticking out. I mean, maybe people watching just maybe this video will give you an understanding of like how much work it takes to make a dungeon area. Not too worried about hiding the backside of this stuff, but might as well try at least a little bit. think that looks good. It's got like a hint of ore. Should we put a bit of iron for people too? I think maybe a little bit of iron here and there. Let's hide a little bit of iron as well. Just in case someone gets an itch. Perfect. Sounds good. All right. Just a hint of ore here and there. All right. So we've got copper and ore there. We've got a tree area. What else should we put? I'm trying to think of what else is needed in like the beginning stages. I don't really want to give them. We can give them various ores like plenty of rubble. So there's trees and there's ore and there's like a space out here for like building a building maybe. I mean, maybe we could just be simple with it. I don't want to put a hot spring, ruins, spiral, ruins, brush, tentacle brush, grass path, lava cracks, building brush, building brush. The building brush did not work very well. We tried that before. We're at about 30 minutes. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put on this other area over here. Let's put some signs down. See if we can, not sure how sign placement works, but place it. I don't know why. It's very strange. Huh. We're gonna have to put some some cattle and stuff. We need to finish this area out here. I don't know what to put. I'm trying to think. We've got some ore. We've got trees. We've got a little clear area over here where they could build if they want. So I'm trying to think of what to put over here. Ruins, maybe? I mean, let's try ruins, I guess. Ruins. Ruins. Okay. That didn't work at all. I don't think bottom works. I think we need to do center. And for some reason, that just feels like it's much larger than what I told it to do. But maybe that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that looks terrible. Maybe it's just like what it generated. These are just huge. What is it doing? I mean, it's got a lot of stuff already that comes inside of it, which is fine, but make sure nothing is awkwardly placed. Okay. Player like a way to get inside it. Yeah, we'll figure out something to put in here. But we need some like hanging moss or something on it. It just looks too, or dirt build up on the side or something. It just looks too perfect. Dead hanging bush. There's like we need like a wall moss or something. Is there an ivy? Excuse me, my throat's getting dry. Looking for like a green hanging moss. Let's try that out. It looks a little bit better. Hanging moss is hanging upside down, of course, because that makes a lot of sense in life. At least it doesn't look so terrible anymore. Not gonna spend too much time hanging moss around, but a little bit here and there. You would think that it would already have this stuff in it. Just enough to give it that ancient temple look. Okay. Cool. Still think we need to like put a tree by it or something. Maybe like a mound of earth. Put some more Zelda plants. Huge fan of the Zelda plants. Okay. Whoa. That is a lot of Zelda plants. We put the wrong kind. Oh, that's funny. We didn't go far enough up. That's what it was. The density's too much. There we go. Yeah. All right. We are almost done with the top area. That's kind of good for just 3 episodes. I think we just need to put the animals in. We'll put some animals around, and we'll put some for linen scraps and stuff. Maybe put a couple skeletons here and there, over here or something, and then work out the background, and then we'll be starting on the dungeon. So let's get a good shot for the cover what we did today. Just get a big wide shot of it, how it's coming along. This is just for the video. Looks really good though, honestly, coming along. Maybe from the perspective of the rooms. Yeah, that's looking really good. All right, well, thanks guys for watching this episode, and I'll catch you in the next episode when we start putting in some animals and some skeletons to fight when you first spawn in before you get down to the dungeon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe and like, and yeah, comment and let me know what you think.